228, 206, and 12 run here on the Power 5. Yes, I know it's been a struggle the last few days. Let's see if we can get things trending back in a positive direction. I've got plays on both MAC games tonight in college football. Hopefully I do better than last night, as well as 3 free NBA winners as well. As a reminder, feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on any of these selections. Here we go. Number 1, I like Toledo, -1.5 versus Ohio. I would probably actually just play the money line here. Now, Ohio, my alma mater, of course, needs the win here to move back into a first-place tie with rival Miami for in the MAC, as it's a 3-team race. Going into yesterday, there were 3 teams tied for first: Miami, Ohio, and Bowling Green. Miami obviously wins yesterday, much to my chagrin. But I gotta say, I'm surprised that my Bobcats are 7-3 straight up overall and 5-1 in MAC play. The key for them, to be quite frank, is they haven't beaten any quality opponents. The 7 wins have come against the bottom 5 MAC teams, an FCS opponent, and South Alabama, who was without its starting quarterback. Now, I know what I've said in the past, and I certainly still feel this way. Toledo is not as good as they've been in previous seasons, but the Rockets have only lost twice in the last 3 years at the Glass Bowl. A win here would move them into a tie with Ohio in the conference standings, and the other top 2 teams, Miami and Bowling Green, they play next week. So if Toledo wins out, there is a chance, if things break their way tiebreaker-wise, they could be in the back in the MAC championship game. So this is a must-win for Jason Candle's team. I like Toledo to get done here. Number 2, I like Eastern Michigan moneyline versus Buffalo. Talked about this one on the morning wager with Mark Zitto. Yes, Eastern Michigan is near the bottom of the country in yards per play differential. However, my view is that 6-4 Buffalo is an even more fraudulent team. The Bulls defense has allowed 40 or more points in 4 of its last 6 games, including 30-plus each of the last 4. Last week, they had to outscore Ball State 23-3 in the fourth quarter just to force overtime. Buffalo ends up winning 51-48. And keep in mind, the previous week, they beat Akron 41-30, but that was thanks to a +4 turnover differential. Bulls were actually outgained by the Zips 452-390. And oh, by the way, their defense needed 3 fourth down stops in that game as well. So this has been an extremely fortunate team, not just the last 2 weeks, but for much of the season. Meanwhile, I know Eastern Michigan's dropped 3 straight, but 2 of those losses were by a combined 5 points. They should have beaten Toledo their last time here at home. They failed on a 2-point conversion that would have won the game on the final play. Eagles still need that one more win to get bowl eligible. This is their final home game. They get it done in Ypsilanti. All right, now I've got 3 NBA plays for you, and my bet, you're going to hate all of these. Let's get into it. New Orleans +13.5 at Cleveland. Pelicans just lost by 41 last night in Dallas. That's okay. Why? Because the Cavs just suffered their first loss of the season last night in a very high-profile game, as you know, at Boston. Very difficult for me to see the Cavaliers coming out and winning by margin here, so take the points. Play number 4 on the Power 5. Philadelphia -2.5 at Memphis. Wait. Yes, that sound I hear is all of you throwing something across the room or maybe at your screen and cursing my name. The Sixers, 2-11 straight up. 3-10 against the spread. They failed to score 100 points in 3 of the last 4 games. 0-3 straight up when Joel Embiid plays. Yet they're still favored on the road here. What does that tell you? Memphis played last night, losing here at home to Denver, who was without Jokic. The Grizzlies had their fair share of absence as well. Ja Morant's missed the last 6 games. No Zach Edey or Marcus Smart last night either. Key reserve Vince Williams Jr. He left the game with an injury as well. Meanwhile, tonight could be the first time this season that Philly has Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey all on the floor together. Jared McCain's playing like the Rookie of the Year. For what it's worth, Sixers did lead Miami by as many as 19 Monday night. They led for most of 3 quarters Friday in Orlando. I'm doing it again. I know you hate it. I'm betting the Sixers. Sorry, what can I say? All right, last play. You got Orlando. They've won and covered 6 straight games. Guess what? I'm going to fade them. In LA, give me the Clippers +2.5. Magic are still without their best player, Paolo Banchero. I get that they've been playing great defense, held each of those last 6 opponents below 100 points, but this is a Magic team that's still only 2-6 straight up on the road. I will back the home dog in this one. Again, comment down below with your thoughts on any of those 5 plays. Let me know what you are betting on Wednesday as well, whether it's MACtion, the NBA, or college basketball. And as a reminder, after you've smashed that like button, which I know you've already done, head on over to wt.buzz/BP, which is where you can find all of my top plays, including a 5% max bet for Saturday in college football. This will be my Only my second 5% max bet that I've released in CFB so far this season. Of course, this past Sunday, I cashed a 5% in the NFL with the Bills over the Chiefs. Now, 8-1 with all 5% max bets in football over the last 12 months. Yes, 8-1, 88%. That's NFL and college combined. Not to mention, despite last night's disappointing loss with Northern Illinois, I'm still number one in college football at WagerTalk, not just this season, but over the last 365 days as well. 55-26 my last 81 CFB releases. That's plus 94.3 units. Red hot 12-4 my last 16 as well. Now, yesterday, big thank you to all of you who took advantage of that $5 special offer. Got down on my 4% best bet for Saturday. That was my first release for Saturday. Now I've got a 5% bet. That deal's no longer active. Obviously, the $5 thing is Tuesday only here at WagerTalk. But if you missed out yesterday, no worries. I'm going to repackage the 4% play with the 5% max bet. You can get both of them for $39 at my page, wt.buzz/BP. So really, it's only $4 now for the 4% best bet. You get that in addition to the 5% max bet. wt.buzz/BP is the place to go. Furthermore, my morning wager co-host Mark Zinno and I teaming up this week for a very special offer. Buy a 3-day package from one of us for just $69. You get the other guy free of charges. 3 days of plays from both Mark and myself for only $69. What a deal. That special offer now available. Just click the deals tab at wagertalk.com. All right, just to recap Wednesday's Power 5, I almost forgot to do this. Number 1, Toledo, money line versus Ohio. They're minus 120. Number 2, Eastern Michigan, money line versus Buffalo. They're around minus 118. Moving to the NBA, number 3, New Orleans, plus 13.5 at Cleveland. Do not bet New Orleans on the money line. Number 4, Philadelphia, minus 2.5 at Memphis. And number 5, LA Clippers, plus 2.5 versus Orlando. That will do it for Wednesday's edition of the Power 5. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Again, hit that thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you're subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. And until next time, guys, let's cash some tickets.